the thong, and maybe that's pushing it, but he's made of rocks. He doesn't need to wear anything. What? Is this about like hinder his movement? What if that shit gets caught in the pebbles? Like you can't.
New to SF, he's been doing freelance and contract work with his art, marketing, and or community management. Please welcome to the stage, Jepson Laguerre.
Test. Wow. Okay. It's been a minute. Wait.
You recording?
Hi. How are we doing? Good. Okay. Hell yeah. Let's get into this. I'm gonna set my own little timer so I don't get yelled at. Cool. Let's get straight into it, right? Why can't we marvel at Marvel Men? You're probably like, okay, Marvel at Marvel Men, NerdNite, Marvel, I get it. This is some nerdy stuff. It gets nerdier than just Marvel. I want to like talk about some things before we get like really into it. So, yes, I'm a character designer. I love video games. That's my focus. So it was about Marvel, and then it kind of like went towards specifically video games, like specifically Marvel Rivals. If any of you guys play Marvel Rivals, yeah, thank you. Fuck yeah. It's going to be a lot about the character design in that game. If you don't know, it's a hero shooter. So get all the heroes from Marvel, put them in an arena, have them fight. That's all you need to know. And I want to talk about the character design in that game because it's really good in a lot of ways. But we're also talking about marveling. We know what that means, right? To marvel, to gawk at, to goon at, whatever the kids are saying nowadays. Happy Pride, Happy Juneteenth. Happy Pride, Happy Juneteenth, by the way. That's really what the focus is today, is like, why can't we marvel? And you're probably like, what do you mean I marvel at them all the time? Like, they're hot. Yeah, they are, but they're, okay, let me just, boom, superheroes, right? They're hot. They're supposed to be hot. Like, if you're saving me from a burning building, you better be hot. Like, that's exactly what I need to feel comfort in that situation. I think it is very important that superheroes are hot, and I have a couple of examples right here. You might see that the examples, movie, comic book, no video games yet. We're getting to that. I'm easing you into the whole thing. But I did want to really talk about the different mediums that these characters are in, because it's Marvel, they own like everything, so they're doing everything. And character design really does depend on the medium. It is really important to know that if you're making a character for a video game or a movie or like a comic book, you're gonna design them a little differently. And that's really important because I'm gonna talk about how sexy the men should be in the games, and they're not sexy enough. But you're like, oh, but in the movies, look at this. She's even touching it. Like, same girl, me too. But like it's a little different. In a movie, right? They have a camera. They position the camera exactly, and they show you exactly what you want to see, or like ideally. In a game, you have control of the camera, so you lose a bit of that intention when it comes to the goods. Because it's really onto you if you really want to pursue that. But the movie will just like outright show you and like shove it in your face. Thank you, movies. Same thing with comic books, right? Someone drew that. This was before AI. Someone had to like draw that shit. Do you know how like you have to study anatomy? Like whoever drew that, they drew like that took a while. That's a lot of intent behind it. That's a lot of studying like the anatomy. It's a lot of intent that you lose in video games, sadly. But it is still very important to have muscles and sexy men, because if you want me to look at your stuff and engage with it, they better be hot. That's just, I don't know, personally. Girls want them, boys want to be them. That's kind of like the tagline, right? The boys want to be the muscular hero. They want to see themselves in that. The women want to gawk at it. They want to be saved. It's 2025. That's not like exactly the standard now, but that's kind of what it started on. And a lot of these comics started by men, obviously. So of course they're gonna like draw sexy women, but they're not really gonna draw sexy men. Like, they're men. They want to draw sexy women. Like, fair. I'm not mad at you for that. But we've missed a lot of the sexy men drawings, and I think that's like really sad because, for my own, it's Pride Month. Let me have this. Moving on, so let's talk about the women in Rivals, Marvel Rivals a little specifically, because again, this is a video game where you're shooting and killing people, but you got assets like this and like this happening, which, like, again, bisexual, not complaining, this is totally fine. I'm not saying that this is necessarily an issue. I'm just saying give the guys the same treatment. And if you think, oh, the guys probably do, we'll get to that. Anyway, so let's talk about the girls first, right? Well, actually, what is sexualization? Like, what does it mean to actually be sexualized? Because, like, just because you're hot doesn't mean you're sexualized. That's not fair. You're allowed to be hot. That doesn't mean, like, just because you turn someone on doesn't mean you're sexualizing yourself. You can wear what you want to wear, do your own thing. That's totally fine. What does it mean to sexualize? That's, like, a different category, right? In my brain, there are, like, two different sides to it, especially in video games. There's, like, the game sexualizing the character and the character sexualizing themselves. So, especially like a game like this, you know, there are some things that the camera can zoom in on or focus on that it's not really Emma's fault. She grabbed the camera, so it kind of is her fault. But like, you get this nice shot and it's like, okay, well, somebody that's a part of the game. The jiggle physics, I know you know this already, that's a part of the game. Like, the game didn't have to do that, but they did that, which, like, period. Again, not complaining, I'm just letting y'all know what they did for the women. So when we talk about the guys, you see the lack of attention to detail in the nicest way possible. Their front is sexy as hell, that's great, but their back is really what that matters. So, like, when you're playing the game with one hand and you're looking at this, it's like, yeah, like, they knew what they're doing a little bit, like, come on. Which, like, you know, again, slay. This specifically is Invisible Woman, her malice skin, and this is what it looks like in the comics. So you can see how they translated it, and again, different mediums, you have to adjust some things, totally fine, beautiful, whatever. But they kept, this is showing less than, in my opinion, you know, which, like, again, great. Just keep that in mind. Psylocke over here, doing her little emote, doing her little thing, but, like, you have to realize, also, it's about their character and, like, their characterization. So let's character design. You have to realize, like, Psylocke over here, she's a ninja. She should not be wearing much. Like, it makes sense. If she was wearing metal armor, then I'm gonna hear you. Like, you can't do that. So this, like, okay, it makes sense in her character. Emma Frost, her whole thing, this is from like a show or something, she turns to diamond. That's her whole thing. Her skin can just become diamond and invincible. So it's like, she could be naked if she wanted, like, she has natural armor. So, like, characterization wise, it could make sense, you know? Even like Invisible Woman, she turns invisible. She doesn't, like, if she gets hit at all, she's screwed. So theoretically, it doesn't really matter what she wears. She's supposed to be invisible, tiptoeing around, like, not trying to get any attention anyway. So really, like, again, it makes sense in their characters. I really don't mind the bit of fan service, some might say. But the only problem is, like, fan service, it should be for the fans, like, all the fans. Like, gays play the game, the girls play the game. This is really for the straight man, which, like, you know, I guess you've dominated the gaming market for a while, but it's 2025 and more people are making games. So it's time we market towards other people in that way. Moving on to the men, there are some decent examples that I want to talk about, but there is work to be done, right? Over here, this is one of the skins for Iron Fist, right? And it's like, ooh, okay, like, Jepsen, look, like, this is what you're talking about, right? No, this is a bare chest. I can go down Castro or Ocean Beach and see this a million times. This is nothing. Like, a guy taking off his shirt is not the same as a girl taking off, like, obviously. So you can't just look at this and be like, oh, why aren't you happy? You gays are never happy. No, this isn't enough. No, I'm not happy, sorry. Even like T'Challa, right? This skin, very, very nice, okay? Like, it's a little dark, sorry. But, like, the thighs are out, the chest is out, like, this, like, I can work with that. But, like, it's T'Challa, like, he could get away with wearing less, at least in the game and in the movies, and it's Black History Month. If you don't know, Black Panther, walk out the door. But he's, like, a bit, like, I mean, he's a physical fighter, but even his normal suit is, like, very, like, slick and skin tight, and, like, even that's not bad at all. But, he's a bit, like, stealthier, a bit quicker, a bit more melee focused, so he could get away with something a bit more like this. Captain America, I just, fuck, sorry, look at that. I also wanted to compare how he looks in the movies, because obviously I want to talk about, like, how the game accentuates stuff defaultly. Like, just look at his chest. That's not that's like a whole triangle, and that's great. But that's how the game stylizes, like, most of the characters, especially the men, which, again, great, but that is like the overall, the game stylization is doing that, thank you, but it's not for like each individual specific character, if you catch my drift. What I really want to talk about, and what honestly motivated this entire talk, is fucking Wolverine. Because this is his X-Men skin. This one right here, this is the one that's in the game, right? And initially I saw it on Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and I was like, oh, finally, like, okay, we got the chest, we got some body hair, like, this is a great skin. I might start playing him now. Like, maybe I'll even give him a shot. Like, cool, this is how he looks in game. He even gets like tied up. Like, this is great. This is exactly what I'm talking about. But then I did a little research, and I'm like, this is what he looks like in the comic. There's no pants at all there. So I was like, I did more digging. I found this action figure of this same skin that it's referencing. Little jockstrap. Why couldn't we have gotten that? The girl skins were very accurate, if anything, more revealing. So I don't understand why we couldn't have gotten like a little more. And you're probably thinking, okay, there's a lot of things to go to it. Like, it's a game, right? Maybe like legal reasons they can't, copyright issues, maybe like the character silhouette, you can't mess with that too much because that will affect gameplay. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Look, this is what it looks like in Fortnite. He has shorter shorts in Fortnite. Can we talk, like, what is going on? This isn't fair. Where'd the orange even come from? So it's just like one of those things that I'm like, you can't be like, oh my god, but the comic book, like the comic. No, obviously that's not the point. They don't care about that. They know what they're doing. They could have done a little bit more. I'm still very happy with this. Don't get me wrong, but they could have done a little bit more. But they are doing good in some way. They have the exaggeration in the ginormous chest. They have that exaggeration. That's great. But there's a bit of that comic book censorship, which like what is going on. And there's a lot of ways that this could say a lot about the character. Like for example. Like, if Chris Evans, if Captain America had a shirtless skin, I'm assuming he's gonna be bare-chested. That man probably does like wax weekly or something. Maybe something in the ice just fucked that up. I don't know. But somebody like, it's not on here, but even like maybe T'Challa, even someone like Star-Lord or like Thor, like you're telling me they shave? Like, they have body hair. It's like little things like that a lot of, in the characterization for these like superheroes, it's like, oh, we need a big muscular body that is shaven and waxed and super clean and like whatever. But we're lacking a lot of variety in the sexiness. Like, there's more, it's like, come on, get with the times. There's more kinds of sexy. I love a big chest. I'm a little bored. I want a little bit more. So, how would I even start to fix this? This is a lot to look at. I don't even remember where I was supposed to start. First of all, just to preface, pretty much everything on here, none of this is like actually in game. Like, this is not in game. Don't get excited. The thong is not in game. Like, these are all mods. These are all mods. And as like a modder, we talked about earlier, like, I feel seen, first of all, but also it's like the people yearn for this. Like, it's not just me, I'm not crazy. Okay? Like, this is not just me. Look, people put this into the game. I cropped this, but there's more. I just like, for y'all, like, let me tone it down a little bit. But I was like, there's more. So, really, like, when we're talking about that sexualization, a lot of it is that intent. A lot of it is like the camera work. A lot of it is that kind of stuff. But also in the costume design, clearly we're taking liberties from the comics, and even some of the skins are not even referencing the comics at all. They're just new skins. They're just new skins that they just made. So that doesn't even matter. Like, that's a bullshit argument. My point is, there's so many ways this could be sexier. Look, people will point at Namor and be like, but Jepsen, look, like he got a little. No! That's not enough. Everything in red take away, because that's what you would do for the woman. Not fair. Make that shit like a little bit tighter, get the bulge a little bit more, like something else to really be like, hey, look, I want you to be turned on right now. Like, it's a bit of that intention. Because this is like, that's a fish boy. Theoretically, don't he got like scales or something? Why is he even wearing anything? Isn't that like not aerodynamic? I don't know. I'm not that much of a Marvel nerd. I'm sorry if I'm getting something wrong, but don't shoot me. But I just feel like there's more we could do with that. And even these skins, you might be like, okay, well, bro, come on. They're not going to have all the titties out just like that. That's not realistic. Look at Johnny. Thank you. I love you. Look at Johnny right here. If you don't know anything about Johnny, well, first of all, the Fantastic Four movie is coming out like sometime this summer, so just watch that. But even regardless of that, look at him. His whole thing is being hot. literally on fire. But also in the game, all his voice lines are just flirting with everybody. That's all he does, right? It makes no sense for him to really be wearing any clothes at all defaultly in game. So theoretically, I would love to have this costume. Even that is not too like sexually revealing, but it's in character for him and it makes sense, and I want to see it, and that's one of the characters I play. So let me be happy. Like, it's not that complicated. Even when we get up to like these are edits. These are not real. This is a skin, but normally the jacket's up to here. Why? Aren't you hot? Unzip that a little bit. Let me see a little bit of the chest hair, a little bit of something. Give me a little slutty, like, happy trail. Like, this is great. For the girls, they just randomly, like, actually, your shirt's just cut here. Like, you're sorry, I don't know what to tell you. But not for the men. Like, it's a shirt. He's not gonna get any more hurt than he would have if he was wearing the shirt. It's okay. It'll be totally fine, I promise. The abs might actually, if anything, if I was fighting him, I'd be distracted and he would win. Like, come on. It really shouldn't be that difficult. What else? Over here, right? Namor again, this bitch. Look, the thighs have this is what it actually looks like in a game, right? Dark thighs. How hard would it be to just get rid of the little black part and show a little bit of inner thigh? Fuck, dude. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay? The thong, and maybe that's pushing it, but he's made of rocks. He doesn't need to wear anything. What? Does that like hinder his movement? What if that shit gets caught in the pebbles? Like, you can't. What? It doesn't make like, really? I'm like, girl, I don't know. It don't make sense. And then again, we were talking about how it's a third-person game. You're viewing the character from the back. Open up the back a little bit. This isn't normal. Normally, it's closed for what? Let him breathe. Okay, look at those back muscles. They need to move. His name is Iron Fist. He punches. That's all he does. He punches. He punches so hard that he can fly. I'm not kidding. So let me see it in action. Like, it's not. I don't think I'm asking for much. Okay, anyway. Most of these, if not all of these, are from this user on Twitter that edits all of these and make these mods. So just a little shout out if you really, really care. But all in all, like, I really want, I'm sure you already read this. Hairy bellies, a little bit of tight or wet clothes, something fun like that. Cropped or unbuttoned shirts, suggestive poses, lower angles. Oh, that got cut off. Focus on body parts to show that intent. Right? Confidence. They have a lot of confidence in like their physical strength, but not in their physical appearance. I want them to realize how hot they are and just run with it. That's hot. Bulges. That's a big thing. Let's talk about that. Because, like, for real, like, think about it. If you're playing like football or something and they got like a cup or like whatever to protect themselves, right? Fair. But that like shows it a bit more. I swear they're tucking or something because you can't see. There's nothing, and it's like it's not even about being horny. It's like, let's be realistic. Like, let's like, come on. Like, I'm just. Anyway, jiggle physics. The girls have them for everywhere, everything. Let the titties bounce. They're not always firm. I know. I'm onto y'all. Like, it's just after the gym pump. This shit bounces. Okay, let the titties bounce a little bit, like the girls do. This fantastic skin. This one was like low-key my favorite because it's a little transparent. It's like subtle. But in the post that he posted this on Twitter with, he was like, oh, the suit stretches so much that over time the fibers stretched apart, so it's like slightly transparent. And I was like, that's what I need. Like, that's character design. But like it also says something about the character. It's not just slutty for slutty's sake, which is fine, but it says something about the character a little bit, and I think that is a beautiful thing. Progress. We have made progress. It's not really all gloom and doom. There has been progress made, okay? We got a couple things, okay? Calm down. I know you got calm down. They buffed the butts. We complained enough on Twitter that they updated the butts. This is real. It was this. We got this. They didn't even tell us. They set a big patch and it was like, 2 seconds lower on his cooldown for his ability. I don't give a fuck. They didn't mention anything about this. We had to find this ourselves and we were like, hold on. It was like, I remember that day. That update came out like an hour ago. All of Twitter was like, compare every character right now. We need to know who they buffed. And it was just the men. It was just the men. Though they know that they fucked up and they're fixing it. So like, you can see it's like, it's nothing crazy, but it's like the fact that they went in the game when it was already out, it updated this like in April. It's like, okay, y'all actually do care. And like, our message is being heard. So that's why I'm also advocating for it, because we did it on the front, or we did it on the back. Let's do it on the front. But I did also want to, again, highlight the Weapon X skin. Pardon me. This is a good skin. I'm not mad at this. Progress? This is progress. This is a slight step in the right direction. I want to believe that they saw our cries for sexy men and we're like, fine, let's just, I know that skin was for like season 8, but let's just give them to it now. And like, that's great. I'll take that. All right? Venom twerking. That's great. The only qualm I have with this is they came out with this on April 1st. So it's like, okay, the hot men twerking is a joke. Ha ha ha. I'll still take it as a joke. Shit. But like, it's a joke till it's not a joke anymore. But like, this is still something, because why is he doing that? Like, he's having a great time and I love that for him, and you get to just like twerk on the battlefield. It's just like Call of Duty where you're like crouched, like dancing on people. Like, this is great. I'm happy with this. And then this over here, this is concept art that they released recently. And I'm like, okay, well, concept, let it be reality. Is this gonna be a skin, or can I get like a title card? Like, where can I have this in game? So I'm assuming they're working on it. I'm assuming they hear us and they're figuring it out. Because if not, I'm gonna have to come back here and really make my point known. So I want to talk about some good examples, because in other media, there are a lot of good examples. I know y'all know Baldur's Gate. I don't really need to talk about it too much, okay? Like, they did a good job. It's not like a focus too much of the story unless you want it to be, but it's there and it's easy and it's accessible. When you get to pick what dick you want at the very beginning, I was like, whoa, like, okay, like, this is great. There's so many romanceable options, including like an alien and a bear, like an actual bear. I know we're in SF, an actual bear. And it's like pretty fucking sick. This game, oh my god, I can't even read what that says. I forgot what the game is called, but it came out like a month ago, and everyone was going crazy online because there's a low bulge and it has jiggle physics. I didn't put the GIF in here because I swear the shit was gonna crash if I put one more GIF in here, but it has jiggle physics, and people are like, whoa. Honestly, that was like more than I even need. Like, that, I was like, whoa, okay, great. And then obviously we have Senshi. We know Dungeon Meshi. We know Senshi. We love Senshi. This is, you can even see, if you can read it, these are a lot of people talking about how much they're happy about this and this and this. And it's great because this is an anime. Think about anime. They sexualize women like crazy all the time. But this anime, Dungeon Meshi, was like, nah, we're gonna sexualize the men instead. It's gonna be funny. And it was funny. And they're doing a great job, and I love it. I also felt like, as an artist, as a character designer, it'd be a little hypocritical to not like show some of my art and like talk about that a little bit. I'll keep it brief, but these are some characters I've designed that I feel like have a little bit, or at least like even when I designed it, I didn't think it did, but then online people, like this is like a Pokemon, this is like a Fakeamon that a lot of people really liked. It's like a Tasmanian devil with chainsaw arms, and he's like an ice cutter. But some communities online ran with this design and very much liked it, which I'm not complaining about. This is Sexualize. He's a Greek god that is a god of like statues and ruins. So he has like some details like that. He has like a big scar on his body, so I wanted to make sure to showcase that. He's also a god, so I was like, oh, bleed gold, like that's kind of cool, incorporated into his design. These two are zombies, no correlation to each other, but this guy has some cute little pink boxers showing. This guy is like a lumberjack zombie that is kind of outgrowing the clothes that he was wearing when he died. So it's ripping a little bit. It kind of like looks like rib cages, but also like tree roots, because his whole design's about trees. His arms are like exploding his shirt, so you see the white part like puffing out. Same thing with the chest and his chest hair. It's something crazy, but I think like stuff like body hair or muscles like ripping clothing is great. And I think that's why movies get away with it a lot, because like someone would get hurt and like all of a sudden they have a scar and a tit's popping out, and it's like, aight, cool. You don't get that in games. That's too much work to put in a game. Fair, right? Whatever. This guy's a werewolf. Ripping clothes again. Maybe I like ripping clothes. I'm figuring that out about myself. But why is this important? Well, I mean, these are existing IPs, so it's kind of hard to really ask for a lot, because like these characters already exist, so they're really trying to incorporate them into a different world instead of just making new characters. It's hard to just like take all their clothes off. I get it. Fine. But this is really important. Straight men are not the only people playing games anymore, okay? TV realized that straight men are not the only ones watching it. Like, movie realized that. Like, everybody else is caught up. Games need to get caught up. Like, we need to have a bit more variety in games. And it's some tragically missed opportunities. Like, they get so much of my money if they listen to me right now. These are just some skins that, like, don't exist, but I've like found these in the comics and I'm like, okay, yeah, Spidey with the web diaper, that's hilarious. Okay, Doctor Strange with the beach shorts, yes sir. Okay, Moon Knight, like not bad at all. Adam Warlock, sir, it's all out. Like, if one of these came, they have however much, here's my credit card, I don't know what to say. They're missing money, okay? Like, this is their fault. Like, I'm trying to help them, honestly. And then it adds to, like, that idealistic fantasy because it's superheroes, right? I'm not talking about Chris Evans, like I mentioned earlier. I'm talking about Captain America, okay? There's a difference between sexualizing real people and fictional characters. I want to make sure that's established. But this, again, it's fictional. It's superheroes. You're flying and shooting lasers. Like, why can't you be hot? I don't understand what's going on. But again, it's a game. The gameplay is chaotic like this. This is a Rocket Raccoon running up a building and he's destroying it. Like, there's a lot happening in this game at any given time. So obviously, if I saw his ass cheeks out, I'd be a little too distracted and I would lose. So really, like, it's a balance, you know, but I think they could lean a little bit more into the sexy side. Thank you. That's pretty much it. Here are some other characters I made. My name is Jepson Laguerre, PK King on basically everything. I have a store called Side Kingdom where I sell witchy and royal artwork and stickers and stuff like that if you're interested. I also have a bit of suggestive work on there, nothing crazy. But if you feel so inclined, that's up there right now. Again, I love fighting games and modding fighting games. If any of you guys know Rivals of Aether, I made a lot of there we go. I made a lot of like mods for that community and a lot of videos about it. So these are some characters I've made, and this guy's flexing his muscles and I love him. So it's just leaning into that a little bit. But if anybody has any questions, I would be more than happy to hear or find me after the show. Or if you're single, find me after the show.
Thank you, Jackson. I think that might be the horniest first talk we've ever had.
Is it? I'm honored.
No, it really is astounding. Like, usually that's like the late show, you know? But I like it. No, this is exciting. Thank you so much. So we have a little bit of time for questions. I will repeat the question back after you ask it so that everybody can hear the question. And I will try to be aware of the balcony. I often forget you. It's not that we don't love the balcony. We do love the balcony. It's just that I'm distractible, and I've been drinking. That's the idea.
As you should.
Yes. Okay. Questions? Yes.
If you could redesign any character in Marvel Rivals, no boundaries at all, what would it be? Who would it be? And what would you draw them as or characterize them as?
Okay, so the question is, if you, Jepson, could redesign any character, or design any character,
From scratch. From scratch.
in Marvel Rivals, who would it be, and what would you do? And of course, we have the rest of this show to go. So,
I'll get to the point.
do your best. I understand.
Dang, that is a loaded question, sir. So right off the bat of my head, I want to pick a main. I made Adam Warlock, and I love that man. So like this right here would be great because this is my main. That's who I'm playing all the time. So if I got something like that, I can't complain forevermore. Like that, I'm absolutely satisfied. So for a character in the game, that would be sick. Just because I would actually utilize it and like see them a lot. Honestly, like so the answer might not be so exciting, but there's a lot of MCU skins that they put in the game that are based off the movies, which is sick, and I hope we get more of that. And by more of that, I mean I hope we get Thor Ragnarok, because he has the short hair and one eye, and it's great. And there's that one scene where he loses all his clothes, and that would be cool, but I doubt that. I just want Thor with short hair and one eye missing. If I had to make a character from the ground up, all I could think of is Daredevil, but like not Daredevil, just like Charlie, just him.
Just a man.
Just the man.
A lawyer.
Just the lawyer. That would be sick. That is it.
I love after
A blind lawyer.
Yes.
Exactly. That blind didn't have anything to do with it, but yes.
I love after this whole presentation you're like a lawyer. But what I like is it's this idea that it's like if you take the idea of character design, right, then it's like you can make a really hot lawyer.
Make a sexy lawyer.
Right? Like it's
A
not
sexy
hard
lawyer.
to do. She-Hulk.
And I would give up at that point.
Okay, right there. You.
I feel like just consuming superhero media, often twinks are underrepresented. Which Marvel character would you like to bring into Marvel Rivals to help balance that ratio?
Okay, so this is a very important question. Very frequently, in superhero media, twinks are underrepresented. So which character would you bring into Marvel Rivals to help correct this imbalance?
Oh, poor twinks. No. Twinks have enough in the real world. Twinks have enough in the real world. But honestly, like, first of all, I think there are some characters in the game that, like, should be a little twinkified. Like, even, like, honestly, even, like, Johnny Storm, I'm like, he could be slimmer. A lot of the body types in the game are, like, the same super V-shaped buff type, which, again, hot. But it, again, is lacking that variety. So I'd want more bellies and I'd want more scrawniness. And I mean, not personally, but somebody probably does. So if I could bring in a character that would fit that role, oh my gosh. I honestly am excited for our next talk because I know he knows way more about Rivals than me, or about Marvel than I do. Or I don't know if it's the next one, but another talk.
The third talk.
Okay, the third talk is again about
Stick
Marvel,
around.
so I think he has a lot more answers to probably give. At the top of my head, I don't know. I really haven't thought of the twinks much. Sorry. I've been thinking of, like, what's that dude's name? David Harbour, or like in Thundermans. Like, get him in here. Like, that's what I want. So, I'm sure the twinks have a lot that you can take from.
That you can tweak.
That you can tweak. Yeah, exactly. But before we even add in a twink, like, let's like see what we have and see what we can tweakify.
Yeah. All right, we are running a little bit behind, so we're gonna have to cut Q&A there. But Jumpson will be around for the rest of the night.
Thank
Please,
you.
yes, big round of applause. You can find this man. Ask him your nerdy questions. There will be more comic book nerdery later in the show. I promise you. We're gonna take a short 10-minute break.